Broadcast, and we don't need any fancy intro for Friday because we got film critic Herb Stratford joining us, freshly off of John Hamm's dick.
Oh my God.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the podcast broadcast. We got a lot of stuff to cover, and I'm excited about some of the video and viral stories that we're saving, plus all the different reviews and things to look forward to. Coming to our movie theaters and our streaming services, but mostly streaming services, really. I mean, most of them are all dual setups, right?
There's 3 or 4 things. I mean, and the thing is, depending on what it is, it may have a limited run in the theater, or it may be a dual, like it's in the theater and on streaming. But yeah.
That's odd. It's odd. All right. So I want to share this. Our running question today, which is like spreading like wildfire, our comments on Facebook are blowing up over this, is what's something that's discontinued that you wish they brought back? Now, for you, Herb, I'm guessing it's like black and white television.
Here we go. It's Costco.
The Telegram.
No, it's Costco yogurt, man. That's what it is.
Costco yogurt.
Yeah,
that's a Herb answer. Why not?
Yeah.
Is it Kirkland's signature yogurt?
Yes, it was so good.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. They discontinued it, and they sort of like bummed me out, man. What the hell?
Yeah, that does sound terrible. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hit me with those yos if you're joining us on the stream. So good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Manny. Good morning, Nick. Always first to the party, and I appreciate you guys. The Costco yogurt. There isn't really any food items that in my mind that pop up where I'm like, I wish I had that again.
Really?
Yeah. I know you're surprised because I'm a chubby dude. You would think I'd want all this shit, but I mean, I guess some people are kind of rejogging our memory here. Like Christine put these breakfast bars that the Carnation breakfast bars, which are essentially just chocolate bars. I do remember those, right? They discontinued them because they're like, there's no nutritional value in this whatsoever. Yeah. Have a Snickers.
Snickers for breakfast.
Yeah. Let's see. St. Ides fruit punch. Now, this might be before your time, Herb, but St. Ides, man, I grew up in the 90s, and what up, West Coast? Whoop, whoop. We drank some St. Ides, right? We were all about that. St. Ides. It was a West Coast thing. I don't think it was an East Coast thing.
No, never heard of it.
Okay, so St. Ides was a malt liquor that was flavored like fruit punch and various things. So think Mad Dog 2020.
Nice.
But not as strong, but malt licorice. It would tear you up. You would vomit all different types of colors. But it was the go-to high school drink.
Yeah.
I remember going to a hotel party one night. My drug dealer threw, right? And he was an older black dude. And so he got a hotel room. And we went into this hotel room for the party, and in the bathtub, it was full of all these St. Ides, the crooked St. Ides, right? And just pick your flavor of every deal. And, the party actually got a little out of control.
You don't say.
Shocking.
Yeah. So we got out of there very awkwardly.
The party at your drug dealer's hotel.
Yeah. So he was selling weed, to be fair. It's not like he was selling drugs, but yeah, I mean, it was a gangster party for sure. And I was down. First off, I'm a rapper. Secondly, I sell weed, and I'm one of his biggest clients. So I was welcomed with open arms. Like, they handed me the St. Ides. They're like, I got your flavor, homie. Like, you got me. So yeah, that's just young beat. During the gangster era, we were all victim of that. I think Herb, he was a part of the gangster era too, but it was more like Al Capone.
Yeah. It's the 20s gangsters.
We had style back then.
Yes, and you still do now. You absolutely still do now.
I'm like, imagine a zoot suit, like whipping your watch around.
Yeah. The crooked eye. Yeah, St. Ides will give you that crooked eye, and it's 7.3% alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's like low.
Yes.
Now they're like, let's just make these hard, what are they called?
Ales.
Yeah, the surge.
IPAs.
Ciders. Oh, yeah.
Those things have 9,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What'd they just make? White Claws that are White Claw Surge?
White Claw Surge.
They're like 8.3.
They're garbage. They taste terribly. Terrible. They do. I tried it because, I like to get more bang for my buck, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. This one was a good one. What's something that's discontinued that they wish they brought back immediately? Choco Taco?
Topical. They're just too recent.
Yeah. Well, super recent. And I think hopefully it's one of those marketing ploys that Taco Bell just instituted with taking away the Mexican pizza, just to kind of remind people how awesome it was, so they could bring it back in full force, and people chop them up. But what's not to love about a Choco Taco?
I mean, it's amazing.
It is amazing. So
What's not to love is the price.
yeah,
It's
a
the
little too
most
expensive
expensive thing at the ice cream truck.
because it was the best.
It's true.
You know, I mean, that's just how it is. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Toys that fired rockets. Okay. I don't remember those.
Oh,
Lawn
you know
darts.
what?
Lawn darts.
Murder darts. I would just say Toys R Us. That would be nice. But they did. They're coming back.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. This one hurt my heart. Somebody wrote Schmonty in Carolina. And if it would have been like Schmonty and beef, okay.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those as well, in which I took offense to my buddy Powers here. But I'm like, I was still on that show. So you're saying
Schmonty in Carolina. I mean, it was right. I mean, it was a very brief thing, wasn't it?
it was. I thought
Yeah.
you were like giving compliments, like it was just sharp and like
No.
funny and on top of
No.
shit. And I'm like,
I think I have a mug, but I think that's about how long it lasted, right? I mean, to drink a beverage.
yeah,
I don't know.
Schmonty wasn't a big fan of Carolinas, and Carolina was a huge fan of Carolina. So it just didn't necessarily work out like that. That's how it went. And I think a lot of people with radio, it happens with radio where, they hear you on the radio and they're like, man, this sounds hot. I got a crush on this person. And then you kind of get like disappointed, like never meet your heroes, right?
Yeah.
And I've had that sometimes, when people aren't being like, what's wrong with his voice? You'd be surprised. There's actually a few women out there that are like, he has a sexy voice.
Mhm.
And then I don't know what they're imagining. John Hamm, maybe?
Maybe.
Steve-O.
No, yeah, maybe even Steve-O. They are usually, if there's any kind of like, I don't know what he looks like, but he sounds hot, kind of preference, going into it, then they're going to be massively disappointed.
Can we make that a call? Can we be like, if you've never seen beef, call up and describe what you think he looks like?
Maybe another day.
Like another day. I
Maybe
think so.
another day.
That's a good idea.
I feel like we've done this before, but yeah. So yeah, for the ladies, it would be interesting to see. But no, I mean, sometimes it goes both ways. I've had people think I'm like Danny DeVito, right? So like, I've had people say, "Oh, you're a lot taller than I assumed." I'm like, "What the fuck do you think I was?" And I'm only like 5'9.5". I tell I'm 5'11" on Tinder, but 5'9.5". So yeah, I mean, I think guys, they hear me and they think I sound like I just rolled off the short bus, and then I would assume some women, and I'm optimistically assuming that they think I look like The Rock.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Like an 8-pack, like I gotta wrap my cock around my waist before I put my pants on. That's what they think I look like.
I mean, you do that 6-pack, but you tattooed it on.
Yeah, so still counts. Still counts. All right, so we got about a minute and a half. We're gonna do a tease. Which one do you think? I mean, obviously the David Bowie documentary is gonna pique people's interest.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to talk about that.
Definitely got to do that.
And then
You tease Bowie, so.
yeah, so we'll tease Bowie again. I don't know if I want to double tease. Clerk 3. Okay, Clerks 3. Since Kevin Smith isn't in the room and he doesn't return my text message anymore,
Yeah.
let's openly shit on Clerks 3.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
All right.
Yeah, because I know you want to, and
I
this
do.
is an opportunity. So I'm gonna have Powers pretend to be Kevin Smith and give you the opportunity that you fucked up the first time, and that's to give an honest review to the filmmaker.
All right.
All right. So first off, Powers, what I'm gonna need you to do is put your hat backwards. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you have a jacket you could wear? Yeah.
Not
No.
handy, no.
Yeah. It's still
Or a
it's
hockey
like
jersey? One of
No,
the two.
no hockey
Okay.
jerseys either.
Yeah. So we'll openly shit on Clerks 3, and that's what Kevin gets for not returning my text messages. And then we'll talk about Bowie. So those are what we're going to talk about after Buck Cherry, and we're going to tease it here momentarily. And then we got tons. Look at you, tons of trailers, but I do want to pull up that challenge trailer that you talked about, because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna get stoked. And they said the 12th, so October 12th.
October 12th, yeah, and
Alright.
and they were talking about it on Instagram yesterday, where they're showing all the the cast photos. So,
Oh shit!
and I was
gotta
trying to, and
Google it.
there's newbies too. You know what I mean? It's not just our favorites.
All right, so
there's-
that's Herb Stratford, Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Sorry, Herb, I interrupt you. We're talking about the challenge. They just dropped a new teaser trailer for a new season with a bunch of the old school favorites, and it's dropping October 12th. We'll geek out about it on the podcast broadcast. But coming up after Buck Cherry, two notable films are coming out. One that you want to see, and one that Herb Stratford's going to deuce all over, as Powers here is going to pretend to be a filmmaker Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is a associate friend of mine, but he stopped returning my text messages. So Herb seen Clerks 3. And possibly not a fan. He's going to give an honest film review to the not Kevin Smith after Crazy Bitch of Buck Cherry. And we're also going to talk about how good this David Bowie documentary might be. Right?
Yes.
Okay, all that more coming up after this. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
I'm always like, am I allowed to say something?
Yes. Do I whip you or something? Are you abused?
You gave me crap because I didn't do a tease right. So now I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say during the tease. You know?
We'll get there. But yeah, so please, no hesitation. Plus, when you mess up, it just makes
it makes it better for you.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Gives you something to make fun of, and it's fun.
True.
It's fun. Yeah. Sure. I got to get ready to play this Clerks 3 trailer. I am disappointed. I'm actually not surprised nor disappointed that the reviews for this aren't good.
Yeah.
He wrote it several years ago. He's been on this like smoking weed all day, every day kick, which is great, but possibly could affect your writing skills when you're writing something that's supposed to be very witty, very wordy, very, like Kevin Smith's style of screenwriting. With if you're thinking Clerks and Mallrats is like rapid fire, bah, 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 right?
Yeah, I mean it's sort of like Tarantino, right? I mean you go for the writing, right? I mean that's the thing. So yeah.
Let's see what some of our comments here. Hocus Pocus 2. Just trying to get caught up with everybody here on the stream, and then we'll revisit the discontinued question. Besides the yogurt, what was something that you said that you wished was still relevant? Oh, actually, Herb, you're gonna like this one. You were interviewing John Hamm when we aired this initially, because we've been asking people like, what is something that is discontinued that you wish would come back? And Powers asked me the question. Well, something like this.
Well, what's your answer? What's something they discontinued that you wish they brought back?
Honestly, abortions.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why all these people are talking about fucking soda. I mean, you still have the right to choose whatever soda you want. Yeah, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, hey, good point, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% right there.
I know.
Yeah, non-authoritarian rule. Yes, I wish they'd bring that back.
Oh yeah, democracy. We'll be nice. Democracy.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a good time.
A different radio show.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel less smart. I'm gonna put my hat back. No offense.
No.
Oh, what?
No. The Kevin
review?
Smith thing
Okay.
is next, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, man.
I just feel really weird like this. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
This is odd.
Really?
Feeling. Oh yeah.
It doesn't make you feel cooler,
Oh,
younger.
a little younger.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's the fountain of
It's
youth.
the fountain. We call it the fountain of youth, but
Yeah.
I do feel dumber.
I know. I mean, I saw that cheeky look.
That was cheeky.
I'll say this though. I mean, all jokes aside, I'm digging your outfit today.
No, I'm
Are
loving that
you?
shirt. I'm loving that shirt.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't-
nice shirt. It's a funny shirt.
Yeah.
You got the
I don't believe him at all.
see. Here's the
Oh.
thing. Here's the thing. Now I know that Powers secretly dislikes me.
Not true.
No, that is 100% true, and I'll show you why after this break. Because a psychologist showed this trick. I just discovered that one of my friends and co-hosts here on the show secretly dislikes me, and I'll explain why here in a couple minutes. But I'm here with somebody that I openly dislike. It's a film critic, Herb Stratford. Good morning, Herb.
I was gonna say it's no secret. No.
Yes.
Wah, wah.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
all
talk
right.
about something that you're openly disliking, and that's Kevin Smith's Clerks 3. Now, you saw this?
I did.
Okay. And so here's what we got here. We have Powers, and he put his hat on backwards, a la Kevin Smith. Now, if you may recall, we did have Kevin Smith in the KFMA studios a few years back, and we gave Herb an opportunity to give him an honest film review on one of his films that Herb didn't like. But
Yoga hosers.
Yeah, Yoga Hosers. And he
Oh.
chickened out. He chickened out hardcore, and then was just all super nice. And I still made a clickbait title, put it on YouTube, and the internet got mad at me. But now Kevin Smith's not here, but faux Kevin Smith is. Good morning, faux Kevin Smith.
Oh, hey, how's it going? It's good to see you. You know, a homoerotic joke right here.
There you go. Yeah, that's spot on.
Insert.
Yes. So now it's time for you to give a review of Clerks 3, which is coming to theaters this weekend.
Yeah, actually what it is there's a special limited run. I think they're doing it through that not Fandor, but whatever the thing is where they do it's not one night only. It was like a week or something, and then it was going to streaming. So,
okay. Yeah, so they know it's a stinker. So they're just going to be like, let's try to make a little bit of money back and then just release it for free to everybody. All right, tell faux Kevin Smith what you thought of his latest adventure, Clerks 3.
Kevin, I don't know what you're thinking. I understand that you have some unfinished business. I understand that you want to sort of, put an ending on this saga, because you had Clerks 1, you had Clerks 2. You sort of felt like, okay, there's one more chapter here. And I know you're calling on your own experience of having the heart attack, which was very scary, and I'm glad you survived. But I feel like you're maybe just overreaching a little bit. I felt like the best parts of this movie were when they were thinking back up to Clerks 1, and it just made me very fondly remember how innovative and how exciting that film was, and how I wanted to go back and watch that movie as opposed to this movie.
Oh, how's that feel, Kevin Smith? Kevin Smith.
I mean, that's honest, and your mileage may vary on some of what I do, but if I slobbed on your knob, would that help? I don't know, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Would that help, Herb Stratford?
No.
No.
I really, and the thing is, I love you when I love your films, and when I don't love you when I don't love your films.
Okay, so what was the last Kevin Smith film that you actually loved as a critic? All right, and critics don't necessarily love Kevin Smith.
No, I mean,
Yep.
I certainly loved Clerks. I thought Mallrats.
Yeah. You're telling me the 1992 movie was the last Kevin Smith film that you loved?
I mean, I liked elements of other things. I thought parts of Tusk were engaging. I liked most of Mallrats. I did not like Dogma.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just and it's not the thing. Here's the thing: not every Kevin Smith movie is for me, right? I'm not the audience for every Kevin Smith movie. Just like I'm not the audience for every Marvel show, or I'm not the audience for a lot of things.
Okay, who would be the audience for Clerks 3? Oh,
I mean,
say it to faux Kevin Smith's face now, Herb Stratford.
Completists. That's who. People who feel like I've got to see everything by and if he was here, Powers would say, I get that, because Powers understands that sense of wanting to ingest everything related to to something, especially in pop culture. So I can see that there's an audience for this film. I think it's a very narrow audience, is all I'm going to say.
That Powers guy sounds smart and handsome.
Yeah, he's okay. So I would say this, though. The Clerks 2 didn't leave anything open. Be like, we need completion. We need to know what the wrap up of this story is, what the end here. Clerks 1 didn't leave that as well. It was just kind of a tale within its own. But Clerks 3 sounds like it's gonna stink. But if you're a Kevin Smith fan and you're one of the niche fans like myself that just enjoys what he puts out, then you're gonna enjoy it. That's the summary.
It just made me sad, because they're all old and we're all old. You know what I mean? And you look at young Dante, and you're just like, oh, they were all so young,
Yeah, but aren't you used to it by now? It's been like 3 decades you've been feeling this way.
I know.
All right. We're going to continue the conversation, moving on to podcast broadcast. Coming up next, that David Bowie documentary is supposed to be spectacular, but how spectacular is it? We'll find out from film critic Herb Stratford next on Beefing Presents, so don't go away. All right, so before we went to the break, talked about Kevin Smith, and excellent job, Kevin Smith. You can turn your hat back around.
You get smart again.
Yeah. So this is the trick, the hack, if you will, to find out if someone secretly dislikes you. And I'm honestly heartbroken here. Powers. So this is the video. Now, this guy is a psychologist. He's a psychology expert, and he shared the extremely powerful hack for revealing whether someone secretly dislikes you or not. And it's simply by giving them a compliment. And he explains in this TikTok video that I'm going to play for you guys here. So let's check it out.
Sneaky psychological technique to see who secretly dislikes you. This is extremely powerful and will open your eyes to people's true feelings about you, so be advised. This technique is called startling the snakes. When you have a suspicion someone secretly dislikes you, say something to them that can be perceived as either superficially polite or subtly insulting. Hey, nice outfit. A friend will take this as simply a superficial compliment. Thanks, I love this shirt. A secret enemy will interpret this negatively and lash out. What do you mean, nice outfit? Look at how you're dressed. Any strong negative response will open you up to what's boiling right under their surface and make you aware.
He was tricking you.
Now let's rewind. What did we talk about Wednesday? Oh, I believe it was Beef constantly going on about my outfit and how if we got a black light and had a contest, mine would have more jizz stains on it than his.
His looks like it would. But look, because his
So
clothes,
today when he goes, nice shirt, and I go, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, you're on the defensive.
I wonder
get it.
why I was on the defensive.
so apparently going into this shtick and routine, and because it's just for radio fodder and we were just fucking around. Apparently that got under his skin enough to where he's growing disdain and disliking me. This, according to the hack. And I thought about this too, Powers, because my point was misconstrued. I wasn't talking like you look like that. All your outfits are covered in jizz. I don't mean that, and I don't believe that. Okay, so I will go on the record saying this. I will go on the record saying that most of your record or most of your clothes, your style looks like it's all. And correct me if I'm wrong, bought from like thrift stores, secondhand stores, retro, stuff like that. So
in fact, the shirt I was wearing that day was maybe the third time I've ever worn it. He's trying to be like, oh, that old dingy thing.
Third time you ever wore it, but maybe the 300th time it was worn.
From a store, a not thrift store, a store.
Brand new.
Yes. So that shirt's practically brand new, wearing practically brand new shirts. Nah, he's not having it.
You're recognizing the tone too. See,
again. So today you can see, much like with Herb Stratford, when he went to say something, then he was almost like, "Oh, I don't wanna."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Abusive.
Vegan says I'm not abusive, and that was a hack. And then so you could use that next time. Compliment my shirt. Compliment my outfit. Right, see if it works.
That's a nice outfit. Those shoes match your shirt.
Thanks, buddy. That's what I was trying for this morning. See, I like you. All right. Vegan Negan says, I don't remember it going exactly how Powers says. Beef even said he would likely lose. Exactly.
What,
that's the way you took it. Yeah,
in the
black light thing. No, the Vegan Negan was he was there listening to the whole thing, and they know, like I was saying, especially on pants, yes, I would have more stains, but I was just saying that would have been a good bit just to see what is on our clothes underneath the black light, and I think Pablo suggested it. So, but you took offense to it for whatever reason.
No, it's just that again, now we're a day removed from it, and he goes, "Oh, nice shirt." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Thinking of the thing
because
he's talked about.
Post-traumatic stress.
Yes.
Yeah, but
much like you not wanting to interrupt a break because you're afraid you're going to say something wrong, do it wrong. Yep. Oh my goodness. See, Beef did say he would lose. Thank you, Todd.
All right. I did say I would lose.
No, I thought you said I would lose.
No, I said I would lose.
Because you said my clothes were grosser and from the thrift store.
No, I still told you that I would lose. You know what I mean? I just say my clothes don't look as gross as yours.
Well, either way, if you'd complimented my glasses as a test, I probably would have been, yes, they're very cool. Because I know you like my glasses. So that's why I was worried about the shirt.
Okay. Well, see, but
he's been ripping on my terrible hair all week, but he's right.
I didn't rip on your terrible hair.
He's
remind you it's time for a haircut.
Horrible.
All right. So I said I would lose. See, this is the thing. So this is what gets misconstrued, Herb. And I think maybe sometimes you feel a victim because sometimes, okay, yes, I do bust balls and you could be a little defensive. So maybe in the moment, and say if this is possible, you could completely misconstrue what I'm saying, thinking that I'm attacking you when I'm really not. And I feel like that was the situation on Wednesday. And as we have witnesses,
I just had to defend myself that all my clothes do not come from thrift stores and have been worn 300 times.
I know, but they just look that way.
No, see?
Well, they do. I mean,
what does your Vans shirt have on? You got look at that dander that you can't even see on the camera.
No,
he's got a beard dander.
Yeah, okay,
this beard, right?
That's fine, Powers. This casual Friday, but you do casual every day. So
it's part of his brand.
Is it casual Friday today? Is that why?
Yeah, it's casual. You didn't get the email yet? Did you set up your email service yet?
I haven't set up my emails yet.
Soon enough. I'll get you on the list, but you'll see. Walk around the hallway after you're done.
Do you know I almost wore a tuxedo T-shirt today to make fun of him for how much he was making fun of me the other day?
See, it definitely got under his skin. He was thinking about it for days.
Well, I was thinking about what I was going to wear. I was like, oh, I could wear a tuxedo T-shirt because of that.
And I would totally forget the reference. I would miss it, because I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but apparently
talked
for
about it for
48
20
hours.
minutes the other day.
Still stings.
Yeah.
20 minutes he went on.
Okay, well, I apologize if I hurt your feelings. All right, let me try to get this Bowie trailer. Is there a trailer for Bowie?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I don't think I have it in the emails.
Yeah,
do I?
it's in there.
Oh, what's it called?
Moonage Daydream.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Okay, this is gonna be good. And that's good because I told my daughter I want to have a daddy-daughter date tonight because my girlfriend's going to Lion King, and so she was like, "Hey, maybe we'll go bowling or something." And I'm like, "Well, no, you always quit at bowling. You know, it sucks. I want to take her. I like bowling,
Yeah.
but by the third frame, she just like and just gives up, and it's frustrating. It sucks.
That's their generation.
Yeah, I'm like, that's gonna cost me a bunch of money, and I'm gonna be pissed. So that doesn't sound good. But this David Bowie, she's into Bowie right now. I'm like, oh yeah,
well,
we could.
Yeah, this is the perfect thing then.
Yeah,
Sure.
watch that together.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be super dope. So I got that queued up and ready, and we'll do that.
I thought we were gonna have a game night at Todd's. What happened?
Oh yeah.
He's got no memory at all. I apparently have just been obsessing.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I let the stuff go. Maybe we'll hit you up, Todd. But I might hang out with my daughter too. I like hanging out with my daughter too.
I guess. Now she's rad.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you guys could come over. I mean, she doesn't want to hang out with us dorks, that's for sure. She's way too cool for that. Yeah, let's see. All right, getting this set up. I want this trailer, but since we have 3 minutes, I guess we could talk about something else that we're not going to talk about on the air. Let's talk about the Woman King. All right, because you got this at the top of your list. Are you stoked about the Woman King?
Well, it's 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I mean, what's cool about this, honestly, this is Viola Davis, and this is like a passion project for her, right? And so a lot of people, were like, oh, Black Panther, there's like no such thing as like these, really, important African tribes, and it's like, no, it was not just like a shopping day for the European slavers. Like some of them put up a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's cultures that have been around for a long time before. They came over and started grabbing people. So this is kind of a cool story. It's a true story about the 1800s and an African tribe that had sort of all women warriors, right? And and John Boyega plays the king, and these women are like trying to protect their whole way of life from these evil European slavers. So it's cool that there's a true story, right? We're not just relying on Marvel, which is referencing real stuff, but this is an actual thing, and the fact that Viola spent a lot of her her Hollywood capital, so to speak, to get this made, because this kind of movie wouldn't be made without somebody like her saying, yep, I'm in, right? You know what I mean? It used to be just Oprah, right? Had to sign on to something to get it done. Well, now there's other people like Viola. And so this is really great that she's telling this story. And I mean, it's a cool story.
It does look beautiful. The cinematography, the third time's a charm, right? I'm like Porky Pig. It looks fantastic on this. And it looks pretty interesting. So 100% true story.
Yeah. I mean,
they even do some kung fu. Look at that. Oh my God. No way that's true. No way. You talk about a tribe in Africa and those Bruce Lee moves and just flipping people around like they're Hoist Gracie? I don't believe that.
White privilege, dude.
Oh.
I'm sure there's got to be some sort of fighting ability. They're an army.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
They're warriors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
if this was made a few years ago, you're right, because this only get made now because of that. This would have been Tyler Perry's version.
Absolutely. Medea's Warriors.
Medea's warrior tribe. He was the only one that was allowed to make.
I don't want to see that movie.
No, he was the only one that was allowed to make black movies like a decade ago.
That's true. All right. And Todd is saying that he did gear up for us. So we might go to Todd's. Did you make plans for tonight?
No, but also I wasn't counting on that.
Why? Because you secretly dislike me?
It's not a secret anymore.
No, I just figure, it's not going to come to play. Not going to come pass.
Oh, it could come pass.
We'll see.
I don't think he wants it. Whatever.
I'm all about it. He's got arcades machines. I didn't get to play last time. I missed out.
No, you flaked on this last time for sure.
I had to go somewhere. Where was I?
Nowhere important. No, not on a plane. All right, let me show you this real quick. We got 43 seconds. Check out the passive aggressive DoorDash note from that this chick got left because she ordered junk food.
Really?
Is disabled and has digestive issues. Ordered some junk food that she could eat, and you guys sent a message in it that said an apple a day keeps the doctor away. This is the note, very passive aggressive. My girlfriend doesn't want to be in the video, but she can't eat apples. So first of all, that doesn't apply. Second of all, this is food shaming as fuck, fat phobic as fuck, ableist as fuck,
Oh,
and
ableist.
just so
Ableist.
inappropriate.
Ooh, do you like the word ableist? I don't know.
So terrible.
There you go.
So good.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We'll revisit that here in a second. It's too funny. We just showed a viral video of a girl who got food shamed for ordering chips and soda from her DoorDash driver, and they put a little passive aggressive note in that little order saying an apple a day will keep a doctor away. And they're like, that's some ableist BS.
How dare they? I feel seen and unheard at
It's
the
like,
same time.
oh no, you are seen because you're extra large, lady. No, that's me. All right, so welcome back to the show. We got film critic Herb Stratford regretting his appearance here on the show, and we're going to talk about the Bowie documentary. Now, David Bowie, of course, is an icon, an inspiration, and one of the true trendsetters of pop music history. And now we finally get a thorough, accurate documentary. Is this right?
It is. And you know what's amazing about this is Brett Morgan, who's the director. I had a chance to talk to him this morning, and he's the one that did A Montage of Heck, which was the great Kurt Cobain
Yes.
documentary, right?
I love that documentary so much for so many different reasons. You know, the mixture of the animation mixed in with the live footage, the storytelling, and where they place the songs made it fantastic, a fantastic viewing experience.
Yeah, so just know that going in, that's who's doing this film. And what's amazing about this film is he actually met Bowie in 2007. So, you know, he had an interaction. They were going to collaborate on something. Then when Bowie passed, you know, he reached out to the estate and said, hey, look, I want to do something, but I want to do it right. And I don't want to just do a talking head documentary about Bowie. I want to do an immersive thing that it captures what it's, you know, what it was about Bowie. And he's not just an artist. He's not just an entertainer. He was a human being of unparalleled interest. I mean, in my mind, this film is about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So it's a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like when you go, you are going. And what's so great about it is he had full access to all the estate. So he had all kinds of you know, all of Bowie's home movies and, you know, and all these interviews. So basically Bowie is telling Bowie's story, right? And then what's cool about it is, like I said, it's immersive. I mean, it's like hypnotic. It's like I sort of wish that I had seen it on IMAX, because that's the way it's actually in IMAX screens for a week only.
Really?
And it's, you know, that's one way to experience this. And I mean, the guy is, there's never been another human being like Bowie.
That's
And,
true. Real quick though. Okay, so we spoke about Montage of Heck, and this is supposed to be an immersive experience. Are we going to see visuals kind of like Montage of Heck, or does this take it in another direction that's out of this world?
Yeah, no, there's no real animation because you don't need it. You know what I mean? Like Bowie's life. I mean, you just drop in a few clips out of Ashes to Ashes, or, you know, different videos, and you're like, oh my God, that's, you know, part of his vision, because he wasn't one of these artists who like just said, a director said, oh, I want to do this. It's like, no, Bowie was involved in all of that stuff. So everything about Bowie, from, you know, his hair color to his band to his videos, everything was part of his vision.
Yeah.
And there's really never been another artist like that. And I don't think there ever will be. So that's what's so cool is it's everything. It's just, it's, you need to see it loud. You need to see it big, and you need to just sort of just let it wash over you. I mean, honestly, this is the kind of thing, a lot of times you see rock docs and you're like, okay, that was cool. I don't need to see it again.
Right.
You could see this again and again.
I rewatch rock docs for days.
The trailer looked like I'd want to see it on IMAX.
Yeah, on acid on IMAX.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very psychedelic, a lot of bright, beautiful colors, imagery. And of course, you got the music of Bowie going all throughout it, plus telling the tale. And they say, you know, the director says it was meant for IMAX, but it's also going to be released on HBO Max today.
It's in IMAX theaters for a week starting today, but it's also in regular theaters too. But if you can get to an IMAX, that's the way to experience.
Oh, so it's not on a streaming network.
No. This is just in theaters, just in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, literally, he spent 7 years working on this movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is not it's funny. He told me this morning that he edited the whole thing on his laptop because he was doing it during COVID. And he says the first time he walked into an IMAX and saw his thing on a, 7-story tall screen, he was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know?
That looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the trailer looks phenomenal. You can see that on the podcast broadcast stream, which we're currently live. You can join us, youtube.com/BeefVegan. We have more Beef Vegan Presents coming up after these words. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, now I'm amped about that, but I thought it was gonna be home watching it on HBO Max, but I guess I could go to Roadhouse for that. That'd be fun
That probably would be fun.
if they got any vegan food. I
Yeah.
don't know. You know what? Shout out to 4th Avenue Deli, though. I did get a message last week. Like one of my times bitching about my daughter being vegan and going out, and it's a very difficult thing. There's a lot of restaurants that don't cater to that, and you end up spending a lot more for a lot less, and I hate that, especially since I'm the one paying. But she reached out to me saying, hey, you know, I'm the owner of 4th Avenue Deli. I listen to the podcast broadcast every day, and we have a great vegan menu if you want to check it out. And we did, and it was fantastic. They got vegan dogs and, you know, vegan sandwiches, like vegan chili dogs, vegan desserts, like a ton of vegan stuff right there, 4th Avenue Deli. And we went there, grubbed down, and we'll be back again. I've been there before, which I always love, but I thought that was very cool and very nice. So definitely worth a shout out. All right, let's get back to this this hipster girl who's so mad. We'll watch it from the beginning again because it's too funny. You have to see it.
But the kids, the kids today, the little kids today, they are just
Is it-
paper thin, huh?
Is ableist the worst? Well, first
Hey,
off,
Jasmart, DoorDash.
I don't know. I was
You
going to ask you guys.
an ableist is somebody that doesn't have a disability. That's an ableist.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're like, you know, bagging on somebody for whatever reason, you know, and say it's because they're slightly autistic, then you could be like, well, you're being an ableist because you're not slightly autistic, whatever the case may be. So ableist is that word. It's almost like the new racist.
Yeah, but it's just funny because it's just like, hey, brush your teeth every day. I have sensitive teeth. How did you? Oh, like what?
It's true.
Because an apple a day keeps talking. My girlfriend can't eat apples.
Yes.
What?
But in this scenario, right? Is it passive aggressive and unwarranted? Because that's obviously not what you're looking for. You're not looking for little tidbits of cliche advice when you're ordering for DoorDash, right? You just want the food delivered to you, and you know.
Well,
Maybe a little
mind your
thank you.
business. You know what I mean? It's like you're the delivery person. It's like you don't know anything. Just shut up and deliver the food, man. You're getting paid. No one asked for your opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying the person that left the note is like correct for leaving a note, but it's
Okay.
not exactly the most passive aggressive thing.
All right.
I don't even think it is passive aggressive. I think it is just a haha. I think it is more of a shot.
Aha.
Yeah,
So
like an FU. I think it's
Yeah.
more of an FU than passive aggressive.
well, maybe they knew they weren't going to get tipped that well, you know, because it's only about $4 worth of food items.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
And it's like, hey, not only are you cheap and making poor diet decisions, but you're lazy as fuck. Hey, fatty, I can tell that you're fat because you ordered 2 bags of chips and a soda from a fucking gas station
Right?
on DoorDash. Go get it.
Like again, just
Yeah.
the
All right.
amount of spoiled too.
All right, let's hear what she had to say again. This went viral. Look at 3,600 hearts, 384 comments on TikTok.
DoorDash, you were mean to my girlfriend. My girlfriend, who by the way is disabled and has digestive issues, ordered some junk food that she could eat. And you guys sent a message in it that said an apple a day keeps the doctor away. This is the note, very passive aggressive. My girlfriend doesn't want to be in the video, but she can't eat apples. So first of all, that doesn't apply. Second of all, this is food shaming as fuck, fat phobic as fuck, ableist as fuck, and just so inappropriate. If you're delivering someone's food, why are you going to be judging them? That's so fucking mean. I cannot fathom why this happened. This may look like junk food to you, but for her, this is what her body needs right now. She's
No.
Your body needs Cheetos right now.
Yeah, Cheetos and
Dangerously
taquitos with like
cheesy.
extra sour cream. It's like, yeah, you know, I was with you until you show. And then the Dr. Pepper. Nobody needs Dr. Pepper.
No,
Yeah.
listen, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, not Dr. Pepper.
All right. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. Like you almost had me with your argument. I was feeling bad, you know, considering I was considering myself an ableist, and then you showed me the soda. You couldn't even get the diet soda. I mean, I'm just saying. It's just like we know by now that soda's not good for us, and it doesn't matter if you have irritable bowel
Right?
syndrome
That's
or
what you say. She has digestive. You mean like 98% of us. Like,
Yeah.
that's just like, oh, what did I eat today? Okay, I gotta go. Hang on, beef. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, no, based on your order, I can tell she has acid reflux like a motherfucker. I
Right.
mean, come on.
Just
Taquitos and Cheetos,
here's the other
sour
problem.
cream and salsa.
This is another problem with that I also hate.
Okay.
This happens in wrestling, right? DoorDash, I'm so mad at you. DoorDash didn't do that. Did DoorDash do that? No.
No, it
Some
was-
random dude.
An
did that.
independent contractor.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so mad at DoorDash. Shut up.
Okay. Earlier this morning we talked about Bluetooth, right? So, it's annoying when people are on Bluetooth and speaking in conversation like in stores.
Mhm.
I used to do this all the time just for shits and giggles, where I had a little Bluetooth earpiece and I would say inappropriate things, and someone look at me and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm on the phone." Right? Like, oh, look at the ass on her, and like I turn around like, I'm on the phone. Jesus. Like, and act all indignant. Like, how dare you? Like, I'm on the
Don't
phone.
easebdrop on my conversation.
Mind your business.
I would do that a little bit remember when cell phones got invented, essentially, and when people used to complain about these people on their cell phones because it was rare, and they're talking loud on the train,
Yeah.
and they would.
Yeah.
Like, it was so funny. So I'd take out my phone and I would just do different shit,
Yeah.
and it was funny.
Yeah. In fact, actually, we should probably make it a video bit and do some on the street stuff with it. But okay, so here's a terrible idea coming straight out of Japan, to help. Like, apparently in Japan, this is an epidemic as well. A lot of loud talkers, people on their Bluetooth, because of the technology there, so they're on the train and in packed areas having conversations, and it annoys people. So some guy came up with a response to this, a solution, and he calls it Mute Talk. It's a mashup of mute and talk,
Mhm.
and it's for loud talkers who can't keep their voice down when they make calls. Now the thing is, it's kind of like a VR headset, but for your mouth, and it's super bulky. Would you wear this? I'll ask you, Powers.
That's what?
This is Mute Talk.
Oh God.
There you go. So this is the idea that they're pitching to sell in Japan at first, and then it'll make its way to the United States. So, I know there's a lot of gearheads out there that love to get the latest gadgets.
Yeah, I see a gearhead right there.
Yeah, right. So
He just needs to put something in his ears and he'll be all set.
this guy considers himself a genius, going to become a millionaire off of this $1 million idea. It's great because it takes a big elastic strap, keeps it in place, so you keep your hands free
Right.
to let people know that you're on the phone.
And we just ran this litmus test in all of the world where people really love putting face mask types things over. So we know this will be a huge hit.
Yeah.
You know,
Gonna
I
blow
know.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. Give it a few more years and then Mountain Dew will adapt it. So you'll be able to just put chips in it and eat like a horse
Yes.
while you're
exactly.
sitting there talking to be a good time.
I'm pretty sure they got inspired by a horse on this. Here is the example of how you can utilize one, put one on.
Oh,
There's
this
a
is
demonstration.
Ridiculous.
Yes. So in case you needed a demonstration, he's like, "Hi, how you doing? This is my Mute Talk. This is brilliant. See, there you go. All you gotta do that. There's no way you'll feel claustrophobic or like you can't breathe
Right.
because you'll be screaming into that, and no one around will be able to hear it. It's Mute Talk, and I got a nice little graphic behind. There's some money behind it. I'm investing a lot of money, hoping to
Yeah.
get a lot of money back because everybody's gonna want to put this box on their mouth. Mute Talk. See, you can't even hear me right now.
No. How would we even look? I've got Mute Talk. I've got the new version of Mute Talk. Hang on. Look, you can at all when I told you that. It's amazing.
It is.
This invention worked
Brilliant.
so well.
It's brilliant. Yeah. So be on the lookout for Mute Talk, the hottest item to get somebody for Christmas this season. Mute Talk.
I can't wait till they make the fart version of that. That'll be good.
Yes. I want to walk around with a box on my ass.
Yeah.
To store the methane for later.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice. There are a lot of things that make you feel happier than hearing the phrase "I love you."
What's that?
Well, I'm glad you asked, So, I mean, if someone says I love you and they mean it, yeah, it'll make you feel happy for about like 3 hours. But there are things that make you feel happier for longer, like getting home from a vacation with a glowing tan. Your happiness lasts about 4 hours and 13 minutes, right? Or when your child makes a piece of art, apparently your happiness is for 4 hours, 1 minute. Playing with your pet makes you happy for 3 hours and 47 minutes. This is all according to science. Eating
Science.
junk food.
Science called him.
Yeah.
Told him this.
Eating junk food, 3 hours and 6 minutes. Listening to a song that fills you with nostalgia actually makes you happy for 3 hours and 9 minutes. And Herb Stratford leaving the studio makes you happy for 6 days and 23 hours. All right, that was my that was my save on that tidbit of information. Because honestly, who gives a fuck about that?
A bunch of nonsense.
I know.
Well, just say all the averages are about 3 hours. That's about
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, whatever.
stupid.
All right. I also got a story about a lady who brought a raccoon in a bar, but we'll talk about that here in a second. All right. Here, we're getting back on. Let's talk more movie stuff. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here with film critic Herb Stratford, letting us know what to see. Now, we've already recapped that Clerks 3, you're going to want to wait to see that on stream, and you're probably not going to like it. The David Bowie documentary, Moon Age Daydream, is going to be on IMAX for a week, and you definitely want to see that. What is something else that is coming out either to our streaming services or movie theaters that might be worth checking out, Herb Stratford?
So, it's interesting. Pearl is the sequel to Ty West's horror movie X. You remember that movie?
Yes.
All right, so that's something we should just touch on. So Pearl, for those who, I'm not going to spoil anything, but, basically the story of X is this group of kids not kids, but a group of people in the 70s. They go out to this remote farmhouse to film a porno, right? And they think they're going to be like, and this is not video, this is film. So this was the thing. So the main sort of villain of this horror movie was Pearl, who was this old lady who was, the old couple owned this farmhouse. And so, anyway, so they sort of filmed this in secret, right? Ty West did this, didn't tell everybody they were making the prequel movie called Pearl, which is about how the old lady got so messed up.
Oh,
Okay?
How did he do it in secret?
Well, I mean, they didn't make a big PR about it, right?
Okay.
I think they wanted to see if it was good, if X was going to hit, and if
Right.
X hit, then they're like, hey, we've already got the sequel or prequel in the can. If it didn't, maybe they just would have slipped it out.
Yeah. So when was X released? Was this just last year?
Oh, it was like maybe 6 months ago.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, it was
yeah.
kind of fresh in my mind. So it's barely. I don't even know if it's on streaming services right now.
Yeah, it's on pay-per-view. So you
Okay.
could check it out, and then or you could just go, do Pearl and then see X. You know what I mean? You could do them in the correct order. But the
Right.
interesting thing was they just premiered this at Telluride this week, Pearl, and at the end of Pearl, they had a little teaser for the third movie called Maxine, Maxxxine. And so there's a third movie in this series, which is then sort of jumping in front of X.
Now, I know that the plot line is that, people were going to this house to shoot a porn and then turns into a horror flick. The prequel Pearl, even though there's porn undertones there's no porn involved at all. It's just a horror film.
It's a straight horror film because it's the story of how, how she became sort of this, malevolent force.
Yeah, at what point are they going to actually include porn? Well, Maxine, since it has 3 X's, because seriously, this is false advertising. Yeah, Maxine, you did the prequel, right?
Yeah.
And then you did the current, and then you need the aftercare.
Yeah.
So that's got to be Maxine, and they have to deliver on something because initially they had me at porn film.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to be careful. There's a lot of multiverse stuff going on. This might just be the one where Vin Diesel shows up and you find out it's all been taking place in the XXX universe.
Oh, yeah.
Like where this is going.
Yeah.
But no, so here's the thing though, my friend, we're a little bit ahead of this curve.
Okay.
But I'm going to tease you on something.
Nice.
I watched Blonde last night.
Oh, okay, yes, and that's the Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe, a movie that got a lot of people talking at Telluride or the Cannes Film Festival.
Everywhere, every festival, yeah. So it's we can't go into detail yet because there's still an embargo. But I mean, it is 2 hours and 45 minutes,
and it's NC-17. Wow. It's going to be on Netflix. So people are asking why it's NC-17.
And I will just say that's a great question. Why is it NC-17?
Damn it.
Yeah.
So it's a disappointment. You're like,
I wouldn't say it's disappointment.
Well, no. I know. But as far as you thinking it's going to be something so raunchy that it's got to be NC-17. And after you watch it, you're thinking, that could have easily been rated R. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
No Sharon Stone moments?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. He's looking for that full frontal.
I know he is. And
because I've seen everything else.
Yeah. No.
Inquiring minds need to know.
No.
All right. Well, I'm still looking forward to it.
And we'll talk about it in more detail. That comes out on the 30th. So it's 2 weeks away.
All right, cool. Well, we have more with Herb Stratford. He just broke my heart. But we're going to wrap things up with your beef tip after these words. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, so it wasn't even like porntastic or anything. Is there any sex scenes? Can you say that? Are you allowed to?
that are.
Oh, here. Are you allowed to insinuate if there's any sex scenes in Blonde?
I will insinuate that yes, there are.
Okay.
But it's just not as graphic as you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's and literally 40% of the movie she's topless in it. So
Oh, okay. So
You could hear
NC-17
the-
because the boobs are awesome.
Yeah, and drugs. Right? There's drugs in there, I assume. Lots of
Not
drugs?
even. I mean, there's definitely been
barbiturates. I mean,
lots
it's
of
not,
drug movies that were far more hardcore that were rated, R,
yeah.
or PG-13 even.
Honestly, and I don't think I'm going out of bounds here, but I think honestly the NC-17 is more for the emotional distress. I mean, you just feel awful by the time it's over.
Really?
Well, yeah,
But,
it's a really tragic life. I mean, she just, 30.
Yes.
She died at 36.
That's horrible.
I know. I mean, she was the most, popular person on the planet for 15 of those years.
Yeah.
And that could be a lot to take in, So I continue to watch The Last Dance. I was thinking to myself yesterday, I don't know how many times I've watched The Last Dance, which is a documentary on the Chicago Bulls era on Netflix. And it's so well done. It's 10 episodes, but it's so well done. And I just watch it over and over again. I'm just like, how is this not like the greatest sports documentary ever made? And people need to acknowledge that. So I don't know. I mean, did you watch it? Did you like it?
I did, but I'm like I was a huge Bulls fan. And I mean, we had a friend who worked for the Bulls. So we flew to Chicago to go see a Bulls game and see one of Jordan's games. And I mean, we had a behind the scenes tour of the United Center and all that stuff. So, I mean, I was like, I'm already in the camp. You know what I mean?
Right. So you
it's
knew
like,
that you were like it for you, even if it was terrible, but it wasn't. It was great.
No. And you needed that much time to tell that story, frankly.
Yeah, and initially, and I know this is old news, but the thing that they did so well was the storytelling jumped around so much, but weaved but made perfect sense. Even though you're like, hey, we're in 1998, but then we're going back to 92, and there's 94, and now we're not 97, and we're like all over, but it all made sense. It continued the narrative, push it forward, and it's just such a way and nostalgia for days because the music they played all the music from the 90s and stuff. So I'm sorry.
No, I love that documentary. Is amazing.
Yeah,
it is.
It really is. It really is.
I mean, you're not even a huge sports fan, but you could appreciate.
Well, but I was a huge Jordan fan.
Well, everybody was. That was the
we grew
point.
up in the time.
Yeah, that was the point.
But remember, not everyone is, because my brother and my family love the Knicks. But I loved Michael Jordan.
Everyone did. And that was the thing. And I'm at the part and rewatching it where he's just like, I'm over this. I could walk away and not miss it for a second because of the constant pressure of being Michael Jordan 24/7.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. How would you rank your 5 senses in order of importance?
See, I think you mentioned something about this the other day, and I'm like, the smart
I did it off
answer
air,
is,
yes.
is I got to say, I think touch is probably number one.
You think touch number one?
Imagine you couldn't feel anything, because everyone always, of course, going to say vision and hearing first. I don't want to be blind. I want to be deaf. But you can't really lose all sense of feeling. I don't, unless you're completely, and I mean, you could still move, right?
Okay, you're proving your point. So you're saying touch first.
Right? So
what's number 2?
Smells the last. Taste might be third to last, and then I'd rather be deaf than blind. I think that's the order. Very weird order, but you can figure out yourself.
All right, Herb, same question.
I'm going to say most important for me is sight.
Yep.
And then I'm going to say then after that, probably touch, and then hearing, and then taste, and then what's the
smell?
Oh, smell. Yeah, I don't care about smell.
Okay, so a lot of people didn't have smell when they got COVID, so they learned that they could live a decent life without it. So here's the order of importance according to a poll of 2,000 Americans. All right, 2,000 Americans. First, number 1 was sight. They rank sight as the most important, seeing things. Hearing, number 2. I would put hearing for me number 1, and it's only because I feel music so much. I love the hearing, and I couldn't imagine a life without music.
Yeah.
Then touch, smell, and then taste is last. But let's be honest, most of us have no taste at all.
Nice segue.
Thank you. All right, so that was that. Speaking of segues, earlier this morning we had a pretty fun F My Life, and in case you missed it, don't worry, because it goes a little something like this. Check it out.
Caught self-loving by your mom.
Awkward.
is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600-KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, time for another round of F My Life. These unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, we might even hook you up with a gift certificate to Tucson Games and Gadgets for your efforts. If we agree your life is effed, you can call us right now, 600-KFMA, 600-5362, or just keep those emails coming. Are you ready, Powers?
I am ready.
First email sent to me by Stacy with an I. She wrote, yesterday, I took out my ear cartilage piercing with my comb.
Oh, ow.
Yeah.
No. F
that
my
F My
life,
Life?
yes.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's rough. Now you got them UFC ears.
Oh.
Definitely an F My Life, Stacy. I like to nibble on ears too, but not if they look like Anderson Silva's or whatever.
They don't taste like cauliflower.
Anderson's ears are actually pretty good. All right, let's see. Lisa sent me this next email. Said, today I took the biggest, most excruciating, painful dump of my life.
Oh.
Lisa's writing me this.
Oh.
It was so bad that I couldn't walk straight for a good 20 minutes afterwards. Yeah, I feel that pain. It was long enough for my boyfriend to film me limping around and post a clip to Facebook with the caption #annul FTW for the win. F My Life. What do you say there, Powers?
At least he wrote a null and not something else.
No, he did. No, I mean, I just said it differently for the radio.
Oh, good for you. So that's an F My Life.
Thank you. How would you spell annul?
No, we won't talk about it.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, then now you guys know. If it went over your head too, now you know. So you can thank Powers for that one. Next up, my life situation is Stephanie wrote, today I found out that my dad has drunkenly told my sister more than once that he doesn't love either of us. And he even prefers her over me. All these years, I thought it was crazy for thinking that I had any kind of daddy issues. But I guess that must be why I'm phenomenal in bed.
Oh.
F My Life. What do you say, Powers?
Yeah, that's a bit of a heartbreaker. Let's just say, yeah, that's not my life.
Yeah, I would lean in F My Life, but you had me at phenomenal in bed, so I'll say Big Baby. What's up? All right, two more left. Carlos sent me this email, beefvegan@kfma.com, said the other day, I assisted my first customer at my first job as a Target cashier. When I rang up this lady's items and gave her the total, not only did she hiss at me and spit in my face, but she also dragged my manager over and demanded that he fire me. He did.
What?
Oh, F My Life for Carlos.
Yeah. Anytime you lose a job.
Yeah, that's definitely an F My Life, man. There's always Walmart.
Yeah.
All right, final F My Life of the day. Sent to me by Raymond. He said, yesterday, a hobo threw up on my car while at a red light. Then asked me for money.
Oh.
F My Life. That's one way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an F My Life. Was he at least offering to clean the windshield with it?
Yeah, no, that's opioid withdrawal vomit. Nah, you can't get that out of your car. That's gonna like peel the paint off of it. So definitely F your life, Raymond. Keep those emails coming in, beefvegan@kfma.com. We got more coming up next on Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, there you have it. That was your F My Life for today. And we still got film critic Herb Stratford in studio. Let's wrap things up with a beef tip, shall we?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Before we get into a beef tip, I just pulled up what Herb was telling me off the air, because we're both, the full disclosure, we're both Challenge stands. The Challenge we're talking about, the TV show that originated on MTV, is now on CBS, and we're just geeking out over it. And they just announced that they are going to be bringing back some MTV castmates for a brand new season called the Challenge 38 Ride or Die, which is going to debut on October 12th on MTV and Paramount Plus, which I'm super stoked about because it features the likes of like Johnny Bananas and Jordan and Darrell and some notable names like
the
Turbo.
OGs, man.
Some
Definitely.
of the OGs, yeah. And I'm looking through the list of what they're revealing, and I don't know if there's going to be any surprises. So it doesn't look like there's going to be any CT, or it doesn't look like there's going to be Wes. So there's several people that there's no Corey, right?
No, but the good thing is we've also got the 3-part challenge documentary that's dropping on MTV on the 21st, which is going to have all those folks telling behind the scenes stories. And so,
yeah, well, I'll get hyped about that when I see it because I feel like it's going to be a lot of BS and filler, right? I don't think they're going to be they're not going to disclose as much as they should. I want to know who's banging, when they banged, how many times they banged, and I also want to know how drunk they got and how many times they punched each other in the face. Those are the things. I want all the Springer stuff, right?
It's not the real world. It's the challenge.
No, it is. It is a
The real
spinoff
world.
of the real world. Yeah, that's fantastic about it. All right, that's all the time we have for today. We're getting into the weekend. I hope you guys have a great weekend plans, and you join me at the TCC on Sunday from 12 to 3 for the Tucson Roadrunners Fan Fest that they're having. It's a free event for the family and for everybody. Before we wrap up, I'd like to give you your beef tip. Now, this is for everyone out there that's looking to get a job or a newer job. And, there's a senior recruiter that gave 5 things to remove from your resume.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, actually, I could even add 6. This was something that went viral. Number 1, your address. You don't need it. Just put the city and state. Number 2, the objective statement. That was like cool in the 70s when Herb was an adult, but not so much these days. Number 3, work history. You want to tailor it for the role that you're applying for, so they don't need to know that you worked at Burger King in high school. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Drop that. Number 4, weak action verbs. So you got to stay away from I held or I was responsible for. You got to go for managed, streamlined, improved, produced, increased, and the like, right? And then the 5th one is references available on request. Ditch that. They need references. They'll ask you. And the very last thing to never put on a job resume, if you want to get the job, is say you're formerly a film critic. Nobody respects that.
You want someone that's worked for a living.
Yeah. Like an actual job, not just someone who just watches movies and is like, I love you, Herb.
My thumb hurts.
That's my beef tip. Robin Nash is up next. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't forget you're listening for that song for the keyword to enter the win that Vegas Flyaway. Hopefully you heard that at 7:30. Next week, we're going to give away tickets for Dorothy and Dirty Honey all next week. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
When you
I had to do one last Herb dig. I'm sorry. One last Herb dig.
He's out.
Come and
He's
empty
out.
all your grief.
Oh, why are you so upset?